I know it's a Friday night. I don't know who's up late tonight, but every day is kind of a, I wouldn't say every day it's a Sunday to me, but my wife works all the weekends, so I don't really have like a weekend off, or if ever come across the weekends like, oh shit, I'm always got something going on. Been mixing the record. I had to do some editing earlier today that took apart most of my day, editing a video that's important, and trying to get a few mics done. I didn't get a chance to make it to the post office, but I have a few mics that are going to be going out tomorrow. And yeah, I'm back at it. If you join me now, this is part two. If you watched last night, this is the same ribbon mic that was fully done. In the morning, I think I had a long day and I just wasn't, on my top form. But that is no excuse to someone that is wants me to hook them up with a really good upgrade. So when I installed this ribbon, it was fucking great. But I had some problems with this transducer. I figured out what it was. I just cut some new screens and I did a test and it works. For whatever reason, this top part here wasn't locking into the transducer. When I got the microphone and I took it apart, I was kind of shocked that this screw was completely loose and this one was just kind of okay. But this one being loose, I thought, oh well, but there's something to be said about this mic, man. That gap is massive. It's almost a 5.5 millimeter gap. No, it's not 5.5. It's holy moly, what was it again? It was 6, and it's almost the same as a Coles. Almost the same gap as a Coles, which is totally insane. I mean, there's not any bigger gaps than in Coles and then probably Stager's. Um, that's the gap right there, if you can see it. Holy cows, that's massive. So, yeah. So anyway, so when I had that problem with the mic and it wasn't really locking in, I was kind of had a few things going on, and the screw had flew out. And these magnet, I have no idea why these feel stronger than normal, but they just, I mean, this thing is just locked in by the magnetic shear force. So I think that's why it didn't matter about that screw not being in, because it was still locked in. But I want these all to be locked in so this transducer doesn't move around. But so yeah, so after I had looked at the mic, I woke up in the morning, I came in here before I was going to do anything, thinking I was going to film it again, just putting the screen on and locking it in. But I noticed I didn't really like the way the ribbon looked right here. Somehow either the screw, it wasn't torn, I just didn't like the way it was going over this point when I locked it in. When I locked it in, it seemed fine. And then last night through the putting in the screen, or the screw that flew out and hit here, I don't know, it looked like it was slightly dented right there, and it just kind of bothered me. So that being said, I know we're back to square one, and I have two of these to do. I definitely for sure am not going to do two tonight, but I want to finish this one. I want to do it right. So like it says, Fatheads, if you're watching this for the first time, are some of the greatest lollipop ribbon mics you can get. They cost a lot. They're still, pairs are anywhere between $500 to $800 for a pair of these. Technically, I think these are made in China, maybe not, but whatever the scenario is, this transducer is exactly what's in, where is it at? Hold on a second. It's the same transducer, even in size to this. And this is an MXL R144. If you've seen the ones I have, this is one that I've rebuilt the whole inside. It's all silver. It's not green. I mean, it is green, but it's all silver inside. I used about 2.5 foot of silver wiring, rewired it, put in a new ribbon. It actually had, I think, about a 5 0.3 gap. This is almost 1 millimeter bigger, but different style of a microphone. Really, really big sound. But if I don't know if you can see it inside, it's almost identical to this one. I think even in length and everything. Actually, this is a 2-inch transducer and a 2-inch magnet. And let's do this one right here. Huh. Really quick, hold on. Maybe it is 1.5. Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, it is 1.5 because when I cut my tape, it does. No, that's about right. I think that is correct. I do have a transducer. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Just had to grab a part to make a comparison if I'm going to talk some talk. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm going to talk some talk. So this is out of a so this is a MXL from China that I've reworked it. This is actually for sale. If someone's interested, you can write me about it. It's beautiful. It's cool. Sounds amazing. But here's the transducer that's out of it. This is Chinese. So, in looking at this one, let's just see. Wow. This one is actually, the R144 is a little bit bigger than this one. Not the gap, but the transducer. So, yeah, I was correct. So this is about a 2-inch magnet that goes into this one. Make sure that's correct. Yeah. So there's a 2-inch magnet that goes in this one. The transducer, so it's a little strange. That mic is smaller than this one, but this one has a smaller length, but a wider gap. Maybe mathematically it works out the same. But whatever the case is, a large gap, a big ribbon is exciting. So yeah, so this is a Chinese, looks almost identical, but it's not. Yeah, this is slightly. I lined them up. Yeah, this one has a longer throw than this one. And this is, so, you can tell it's almost complete, even identical. So maybe it's not made in China, but I think it is. So yeah, I was having some problems with this one last night. More so on my end. I just want to make sure it's right. But when you get these Cascades, they've got this Chinese transducer in there, but like the motor, it's with a proper magnet, a proper ribbon in this, it's pretty fucking incredible. So when I put a ribbon in this, I put like a Royer style ribbon. This mic comes alive. Usually about 3 to 5 more dBs of sound come from it. Now here's another mic that I have. This actually mic is called a Victor. And you can see that ribbon in there. That's a massive long ribbon. So this ribbon is 1.5 inches. This one is 3 inches. This one I've already gone through and done. It is for sale if you want to hit me up. It's a Cascade Victor. I'm selling this one for $450, free shipping US, fully insured if someone wants this. I've already gone through it. I've already tested. It sounds beautiful, really opened up, a lot of high end. Different than this one slightly. This one will be a little bit darker. And yeah, these are great. So if you were to buy these right now, I would say between $350 and $450 anyways, just to get this without even having me do it. And considering this is from China, as this one and the ribbons are usually, when I got this one, the ribbon was terrible inside. So I've already done it. You're almost getting it for the same cost of what it would be, even if you had this as a donor body and you wanted to send it to me. So it's $450. Hit me up. I usually have mics for about a week and then they sell. And my silver ones, that green one I just showed you, the other one I made, which is number 5, that's number 6. I think it sold within like a day and a half. So hit me up, and I'm not even doing it like it's, come on, man, better get it. I just happen to make really cool ribbon microphones. I know a lot of producers, a lot of engineers that are struggling financially, and to get a really good sounding ribbon will cost you up to $1,400 to even up to $5,500 for something that's classic. So these get the job done. These get the job done. These are great donor mics. Cascade isn't a company anymore. I believe from what my friend Chaz told me that the owner had passed away, but the son has a new company called Pinnacle. So I'm sure they made thousands and thousands of these microphones that were probably sourced out, made in China, sent here, or wherever they're from. I don't technically know where they're done, but Golden Age looks identical to this. Here's a Golden Age. So this is a Golden Age mic, which is has phantom power. I mean, just identical, made in China. It's really crazy. But like most microphones made in China, that will have a Chinese ribbon. I know it sounds like it's like prejudice or something or racist, but the ribbons are terrible. I mean, they're mass produced. They're just made to just work for the guy, and they just put them inside. They don't care. I do have a theory. I tune these and stretch out the ribbons so when they go inside, they won't be lax when you use them. I think when they make those mics, they're made just so fast. They put a ribbon inside, it looks good. As soon as wind hits it or you put it up on your first drum set and the ribbon opens up, it doesn't retract back to its shape. That's why you have to stretch out ribbons. So anyways, this mic's for sale. This is not for sale. This is a buddy of mine. He sent over a few microphones, which I'm excited to do. And also, if you do, one more time about this mic that I was telling about buying, it comes with a pretty badass bag that's kind of like an AEA bag, and you're supposed to hang these mics because the ribbon's so long. You hang them either right side up or upside down, and they'll last you a long time. My ribbons are pretty durable, but when you get them corrugated, and if you didn't have someone put a new ribbon in it, there's a good chance after a while that ribbon's going to slack because they almost put like a wave corrugation. My corrugation is kind of like sharper teeth. It just has a cool, a lot of mids, a lot of highs. Give me a second. I'm trying to put this mic back in the bag. I'm gonna fuck it up. There you go. Thank you. All right, back to business. What are we doing? What are we doing? So we're doing this mic. This is part 2. Part 1. What's up? Gotta get my glasses on. Where are my glasses? I just took them off. What did I do with them? Over there. All right, so we got Juan Hernandez back in there from, was it Lancaster or Palmdale? And then we got Colt Grow. He's saying, what's up, Manny? Where are you located again? May you share that with me? And if you do pipe in, here's another thing too. I haven't really stressed this fact, and if you can get a membership with me, i.e., that's what I'm talking about, Inland Empire, San Bernardino. I was just out there. I was going to Indio, and I'll be in Indio, I think, on Tuesday. If you can get a membership, I know you're not. I guess we're supposed to say, you have the like and you subscribe. I have some really cool stuff coming up that I will do exclusive, and I think I have like 5 members, like 5 of you. I like everyone. Joey's one of them, and I've got a cool crew of some cats. But if you see this video, add me as a subscription or membership. I have one. I'm going to premiere to my members my new microphone when I get ready to show it off. So I'm going to do a live video about my new mic, probably in about 2 months or a month and a half, but I am going to do something exclusive for my peeps that are here. If you want to send me thank yous, you can hit the icon, and I know on my a Pellegrino whore, but you can buy me a Pellegrino and a cup of coffee. So yeah, a lot to ask. And what are you getting out of this? God knows. There's some other videos you could probably watch that are way more exciting than doing ribbons. But I love ribbons, and this is a ribbons in the world of producers are kind of a sleeper. For Jack White, all he uses is Cole's ribbons. For Jimmy Page, for John Bonham's drums, those are ribbons. For Ringo Starr, those are ribbons. Um, down in the history, Frank Sinatra sang into ribbon mics. So ribbon mics have been around since the 30s and 40s, maybe even more so than you know, tube microphones. But ribbons are kind of like cavemen. It's just a fucking little thin piece of aluminum, a magnet, and a transformer. The theory of this is there's so many variations that can make a mic sound good. I truly believe it's in the ribbon. And yeah, if you get a RCA 44, you have like 10 pounds of these massive magnets. If it's the original one, it'll be 2. If it's an AE8, it'll be 4 neodymium. It looks like it's a horseshoe, but it's not. It's 1 magnet, 2 magnet, 3 magnet, 4, and then a transducer in the middle. It's a lot of firepower with a lot of magnets in there. But the new neodymiums are pretty great. Alnicos are wonderful. If you can get an old Buyer 160 with Alnicos in it, and I know earth metal or whatever they called old magnets, Cole microphones are fucking insane. But those things weigh a ton, and they have the thinnest ribbons in the world. But it just brings you to tell you that ribbon mics make the world go round on a lot of records that we love. And then you need a drink of this. Hold on a second. Hold on. Colt Girl's got a announcement. I got great news, Manny. I dropped a single on Amazon Adam. It's a cover of my homie's band, 2012. You loved it. Well, there you go. If you guys can add or check out my friend Colt Girl, who just left a message here. Let's all be supportive. Check out a single. Say hello to him. If you want to say hello to my friend Juan Hernandez, but he may not want to be called John. I'm not sure. So, holy cows. Let's get to it, man. Everybody that joined in, we're doing a Cascade ribbon. I have 2 of them. Last night I ran into some difficulties with this 2 locking in. I think I've solved the problem. I cut a new screen, which I tested it already, and it screws in good. But whatever the case was, this part wasn't locking into the head basket. I think it's important. This has got to be shipped back to the East Coast, and I want to make sure that it's right. So, yeah. And then I am in doing so and fooling with this last night. It was really late. A screw flew out, and I think it just maybe buckled the corner there. So when I went to look at it in the morning, I came in here and I just didn't like it. I already made a decision. I'm like, fuck it. I can't even take a chance. This guy is building a super sick studio on the East Coast, and I just had to get it right, and that's the way to do it. I mean, anything you see me do here, if it's late and I test it in the morning and it doesn't sound fucking badass, I just do it again. And it's not a big deal. I love doing I sound like I do get not nervous. It is fucking hectic sometimes, and it's just like, holy fuck, like I'll be done and a screw flies out and flies right in the middle of it and ruins it. And I'm just like, oh my God. But you know what? You just grab a little foil over here and you just do it again. So speaking of that, I have new foil sheets, and this is the last of a foiled sheet, but this ribbon is so massive, I don't know if it's going to fit in this ribbon. Oh yeah, we're getting one more ribbon out of this, and it looks like it's almost perfect on the bottom. All right, there you go. So we're good. I'm using all these little jagged parts. There was all ribbons up to here, and I've done them all, mostly in 44s. And like I said, that Cascade Victor, the one that I showed you earlier, had a longer ribbon. And all right. Holy cows! Holy smokes! We're really doing this. Well, my name is Manny Nieto. I'm a local producer in LA. I'm almost 60 years old. What the fuck am I doing on YouTube selling ribbon microphones? I guess I like it. And I quit my job. I had a job in late 90s as an operator for AT&T. Steve Albini showed me how to record. I built my first studio in Glassell Park. I was signed to a label called Alias Records with my own band, Distortionfelix. My bass player of my band, Distortionfelix, was Juan Alderete, also known as Johnny for me. He was in a band called Racer X with Paul Gilbert, and he then became the bass player for the Mars Volta. So that was going on in the late 90s. And we recorded with Steve Albini. He showed me how to record. I had a record contract that had an accelerating more money. I think the first record was 11 grand, which I did it with Albini. The second record would have been 22, and the third record would have been about $32,000. These are back in the day when that was considered a small deal. So when I got done doing a record for 11,000 with Steve Albini, Juan, or Johnny, who now goes by Johnny, from Racer X and the Mars Volta and Distortionfelix, my band, he was with me when we went out to record with Albini, and he just said, "Hey man, why don't you ask the label if they'll let you buy gear?" And Albini had told us the whole story about how he had built his studio, and it was really interesting. And at the time, I only did 4-track shit. I don't even, I mean, I love recording. Don't get me wrong. My 4-tracks were fucking sick. On my first record, I had 2 4-tracks that were put on a 24-track, and then it was just fucking awesome. But I never thought about recording, and he did. So I talked to the label, and I said, "Hey, I'm getting ready to do our second record. Would you let me rewrite our contract, which I agreed that you're supposed to give me 24,000, but what if I agreed that you guys only give me 11,000 again, and I buy recording equipment with that, and I have Steve Albini show me how to record?" Now, the only part about that whole thing I just told you was I never asked Steve if he would show me how to record. I kind of spoke for him, and I was just like, his reputation. So the label agreed. They gave me the money, and then I had to fucking call Steve and say, "Listen, Steve, I'm really sorry. I had actually told my record label that you would show me how to record, and I would buy some gear, and I would do my own records." And he was just like, "All right, this is what you buy. You get a 2-inch 16-track from the 1970s or maybe 80s. You get an AMEC TAC Scorpion, or you get an Angela, or you get some kind of AMEC board, which is a British board that has modular channels that you can take out and repair and upgrade the chips in them, or you get a Neotech, which is what he used. And then, when do you want to come out here?" And I was like, "Holy fucking shit." I said, "Next month." So the label gave me the money. I think I spent, like, I had $11,000 budget. I think I was out of money in like a day, and I bought a 1972 16-track. I bought a TAC Scorpion. I bought a handful of some, just all the normal Joe mics, nothing crazy. And then I bought a ticket to fly out to Chicago, and Steve Albini let me just sleep on the floor of Studio A, and he showed me how to record. I think it was about maybe 4 days, 5 days, I don't even remember. Except I'd wake up in the morning, I would have coffee. Steve would come down, the band would come load in. I was just a fly on the wall. The sad part about it is when my father passed away, my mom lost the storage unit, and I had pictures of all the whole setup of Steve and how we recorded my band Distortionfelix, and what I learned in taking pictures of when I was out there for him, showing me how to record. So I'm indebted to the guy. I know he passed away. Steve was amazing. I was honored. Invited me, him and his wife Heather invited me to the wedding, and I went out to that. So I got to witness a lot of things with Steve that were just life changing. Me going out to his wedding, in turn, focused me on the Pacific Ocean and all the way over to the east into China, which I recorded, and that all came from Steve Albini. So that's another story. I'm never gonna fucking go home tonight if I keep on talking about it. I don't even know I don't even know why I even got into that. But anyways, yeah, Steve was the man, is the man, and he has a thing where it's like, thank you, Steve Albini, about always remembering him. So I bring him up in the sense of never forget him. He was an amazing artist. And if you're not familiar with his band Shellac or Big Black or Rape Man, which I remember I think it was a comic book out of Japan that he had called his band that. And it was just, obviously with our cancel culture and how things are now, that would not fly. And I think I even read something that he even regretted that, but it was actually from either a movie or a comic strip of a character. And so, anyways, one of my favorite records from Steve is uh, 1000 Hertz. I love that record, Action Park. And then even the newest record, it's really hard for me to listen to it sometimes. I've seen Shellac a bunch of times. We opened up for Shellac in Los Angeles. We played with Shellac in England. Um, so yeah, I have wonderful memories of him. Bob Weston mastered a good portion of my records for a good maybe 10 years. He just moved to Spain and closed up shop, or actually, I think he sold his mastering lab. So I think after Steve had passed away, a lot of life things had called on him and his wife and in life. And we're all in that age where it's like, holy fuck, man. Sometimes you gotta live. People that do this rock and roll thing where it's like, man, your friends are first. Pitchfork's not gonna be on by your deathbed holding your hand. Pick some good friends, surround yourself with good people, take care of yourself. Life's fucking short. When your card gets pulled, you fucking get pulled. No matter how much money you got in the bank or whatever's going on in your world, your shit's fucking done. You're done. So I look at life a little bit that way. I haven't, you know, in my heart of hearts, I've lived the life I've wanted to live. And I'm not saying this because of Albini or whatever. I have had my run-ins with people and artists and people misunderstanding me and thinking, I drive a fucking shitty old Subaru. I have a handful of good mics. I like making ribbon mics. I'm in a two-income family with my wife. Um, and then somehow, man, people will think of me being like, I don't know, like I'm a fancy pants or some rich dude. Man, I live fucking day to day, week to week. And it's not a sad story. Don't get me fucking wrong. I'm not looking for sympathy from anyone. I fucking made this life. My son, I think he's 29 or 30. He's probably clearing close to 100 grand, and that's just him, not including his wife. He makes good money. He's a he used to be an auditor for the state of California. Um, he works at the shipping yards or does a lot of stuff for imports and exports out of Los Angeles. My son kicks ass. He has a beautiful daughter. She's Chinese and Mexican. And now I guess she's American. She's born in America. But it's crazy that I look at this baby girl and she's adorable, like a little panda. She's so cute. And her grandma's like, why is she a little dark? Because she's fucking half Mexican and Chinese. Oh my God, like what a combo. And his wife is super smart and he's a fucking genius. So yeah, I've got so many things to be blessed about. Now when I arrive at almost 60, I think I've lost it's not that I don't give a fuck. Is that when you get into little dramas or people have opinions about you and they don't really have any effect on your life except when they open their mouth and talk bad about you, it doesn't really do anything for me anymore. I'm just kind of like, dude, worry about your fucking self, man. Have you looked at your fucking life lately? And it's not being judgmental. It's just like, dude, just handle your own business. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about what I do, you know? Oh, you guys got me on a rant. Hold on now. Let me need to get my drink going on. Remember, you can buy me a Pellegrino if you want, and the thank you. If you can, subscribe, become a member. I am going to release some videos that I love the fact that I can show to some members. Right now, I think I only have 5 people. So sometimes I have a video and I'm about to post this. Do you want your members to see this? I'm like, fuck yeah. And and I'll see like one of them. One of them is like, dude, great video. But it's cool. And I have a big for my own band. I mean, it's fucking insane. And I'm trying. That's what I was doing today. I was editing up a video I'm gonna premiere, but it's in fucking incredible. Like it's a one. Like I waited my whole life to make a record and a song with someone. We have a guest singer on our band, and I'm gonna release the video to my members here before I release it publicly. So if you can, just add me as a member, and I promise you, I'll have some cool stuff coming your way. You won't be bummed out. And when I do really cool, I mean, you haven't seen me do any, at least for a few weeks, but I usually do pretty cool videos on recording guitars, drums, vocals, or mixing tutorials on really super cool bands. I have like 3 fucking rad records that the bands have agreed to let me do a tutorial on it. So I have a fucking boatload of microphones I've got to finish, or people are gonna start fucking hunting me down. That's gonna be my priority right now, is to get some records mixed, get all these microphones repaired and sent out, and then when I got a little breathing moment, I'm gonna do some really super cool videos and tutorials. And you know, this live thing is just something that's just happened. I mean, I just went live because I'm fucking lazy. I was just like, I don't want to. I have a camera, I have a Panasonic, I have a lavaliers, I have a whole system to do, to look like everyone else does on YouTube. Even podcasters, fucking, they got a tight setup. They're not talking into their iPhone. But I'm just talking into my iPhone because I can't keep both of my hands on this, have no room for a camera. And because I literally drove over here from picking my wife up from work. And I just set up my camera, I put in the information about a live video, and I go live. And there's some beauty about that I really love. So when I started doing these live videos, I think I had like 500, then I went to 700, then I went to about 1,200. And then a few nights ago, I think it was at 5,500 or 5,000. I could not believe it. But I mean, I don't know what that means technically. I don't know, people just clicked on it and went, what the fuck? And they went on to something else. But I do get some weird little comments in here, like, some guy will be like, his name is Salmon Meat. He's like, hey, dude, you know, I like to fucking, I like coconut oil or something stupid. And I'm like, oh shit, you're out. He's gone. But that is the only drawback. And, my YouTube here is really focused in on more about quality than quantity. So I'd rather see a bunch of fucking people here I love and we're hanging out, we're talking about stuff, than just to have numbers. The numbers don't do anything for me, man. To have a bunch of people just fucking talking shit and being racist and, trying to get you into an argument, it's just no fun for me. I mean, God, dude, go on a CNN Insiders, do something. There's plenty of people to pull their chain, and I just can't deal with it. Not when I'm just cutting ribbons and you're gonna be like talking some shit. Hold on. Okay. Got a little dent. It's a good cut, I hope. It's possible, it's possible. Okay, so let's get ready to do what we're gonna do. So yeah, there was a ribbon in this last night. I think the ribbon would have been fine, but I have a little bit of OCD on how I want it to look, and I just was not happy with how that ribbon looked last night. So I tore it out before we started our little session today, and I'm happy I did. But now that I'm cutting another ribbon, I'm like, why'd you take it out? You gotta cut another fucking ribbon live. Holy shit, Batman. I'm dropping ribbon on the floor. This is a sheet that is now done. All those jagged things are ribbons I've done. This is one sheet. You can't really see it over there, but I have, I got about 3 sheets still, and I have another big sheet in the back. And then in that container are the containers for some Coles. I had a run of a lot of Cole microphones, but I seem to be at a No calls coming my way, which is fine. Make sure I got some. Make sure I answer some questions here. What's the last band you produced and recorded that you really liked? Man, I just did a band. If you look maybe about a month ago, there's a band called Werewolf Etiquette I did. Jeff Haba and Davo from a band called Mother Tongue. Fucking sick record. That one is like how to record bass with small amps. That's them. And then there's some drum solos. That's Jeff Haba. And so yeah, the last record I did in here is fucking unreal. And my own band, and I can't talk any more about it until it's already mastered. Got mastered in Nashville by Pete Lyman at Infosonic Sound. I've known Pete since he was literally Vintage King was a small closet behind his old studio, and he used to master over there. That was a long time ago. So yeah, Pete is a dear friend, and I called Pete and I said, "Hey Pete, I got this track that just fucking needs to be perfect. What do you think?" And Pete is like Chris Stapleton. I mean, he is one of the biggest mastering guys. Like multiple Grammys. Does Dave Cobb's records. I think he does Rival Sons, and he's a fucking beast. So I hadn't used Pete in a long time, and I just thought it would be really cool to do Pete, and I sent him the track, and he fucking loved it, thank God. And then we went on to mastering it. So yeah, I very appreciative of Pete, and I am gonna do a mixed breakdown of the single first, but I still have a little bit to do on the release of the single. We haven't really have a date yet. I want to cut it to vinyl. There's a place in Los Angeles called Vinyl Ceremony. My friend owns it, and they just opened up manufacturing vinyl. I think they've been open up more than 1 year. Call if you have some songs you want to put them on vinyl, ceremonial vinyl. Tell them that you heard from Manny. Maybe they'll give you a little love on the discount, but I don't know. I don't have anything to do with them on that. But yeah, so they're gonna do our vinyl, and it's a big deal. I have to mix side B, and I can tell you about that song. That song is with a drummer named Carla. Carla was in Jack White's band. She's also the drummer for PJ Harvey, also the drummer for Kim Gordon, and she was known for being in her band Autolux. And she cut a track with my band. It was fucking sick. I saw Carla years ago, and she was in a band called Edna Swap. And that's when I first saw her, and she was always, when you would watch her play, you'd be like, fucking shit. So their first show, Autolux's first show, Carla called me and said, "Hey, can we open up for your band?" And she said, "My band is with Greg from Failure. He was their bass player, and he hopped on guitar." And I said, "You don't need to twist my arm. I used to see Failure all the time at a place called the Opium Den." So I gave him the first show, and there was only 3 people there to watch them. One was Tim Burton. One was Mauricio something, or I forget his name. He was in, I think at the time he just did Planet of the Apes. And then also, what's the fucking guy from Buffalo 62? He's kind of a dick, honestly. What the fuck is his name? Anyways, that was the 3 people watching them. And then when everybody caught word that Tim Burton, what's his name from uh, Planet of the Apes, and oh god, what's the Buffalo 62 guy? Yeah, their shows started to get packed, and I think T-Bone Burnett came out to one of the other shows. He signed them, and they did the record with T-Bone Burnett, and then they weren't happy with that record, and they had my friend Dave Sardi mix it for them, and the rest is history. Fritz Mashad, who's their sound man, is one of my best friends, and when I do my own vocals for my own record, I usually just go over Fritz's, and I just have him fumble around with all the gear. And as much as I'm a fucking gear whore, I love it to just be able to drink my Pellegrino. He's running around, hooking up cables, putting up mics for me, and then I sing with him. And it always is so rewarding then to be taken care of as an artist, not to be so me, 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 me. It's nice to be like, I just walk in, he's like, is everything cool? Yeah, man, I don't give a fuck. You got any water? And I'm just drinking water, hanging out, and then we cut the vocals, he comps it, he edits it, and I get him back and I mix the record. So that's my little routine for Fritz Machad, who was Autolux's sound man for a lot of years, who's also Service and Pickups sound man as well. He also did sound for Nine Inch Nails, Beck, and he is one of my best buds, and I love Fritz. I went over there recently. He had a Cascade stereo. No, it was a mono. And he had asked me if I would do that for him. I was like, what do you mean? Of course. How would I not do one for you? That guy like hooks me up all the time, helps me out. Whenever I have mixes or anything I really need for someone to give me a good pin. He did Elliott Smith's last record too. So he's fucking real deal. And I don't like the way that went in. I like that. Hold on. Ooh. Now I gotta stretch this ribbon out. And look, I just blew it away. Yes. Tweezers. Hold on. Hold it now. Now this is important. I'm stretching it. It's all tensioned up. Needs to go on the mic, kind of stretched out, and that's it. I love it. You can even tell it actually got longer again. Hold on. With all my paraphernalia for the bolting in of the mic. Let me get my screw game going on and my light game going on, because right now I don't want to fuck this up. Excuse me, I had a hiccup, because I can do this again. So for the brackets, for the transducer. All right, looks like our screw game is going on. Let's see if I got my skills on fucking laying in a ribbon. One and fucking done. I know I cuss. What can I do? I'm not even doing it. I mean, I think because I'm almost 60, I just kind of lost my filter. Like, I don't even know when I'm like, I try, if I had, okay, I'm gonna try not to say the F word the rest of this thing. Let's just see if I can do it. So if I say, hoochie poochie. Okay, if I say hoochie poochie, that's usually the F word. So you'll know when I say hoochie poochie that, I'm saying what the F, you know what I mean? Or I say son of a bitch. All right, cuss, but that son of a bitch isn't too bad. Fuck. I don't think so. I don't shrink roll. When I use Q-tips and they a little wore out for whatever reason, man, the ribbon just sticks to it and it becomes a nightmare. All right, so we're gonna lay a ribbon in here. It's a 2.5 ribbon. This gap is 6 millimeters, which is insane, but it is a smaller ribbon, but the gap is massive. You know what I'm saying, man? Catch my drift? You know what I'm saying, honey pie? Oh, shit. Oh, fuck, come on. Oh, I just did the F words. Bitch. Oh, I couldn't even last fucking 5 minutes. Jesus. Hoochie poochie. Okay, I already said the F word, so come on, motherfucker. Just fucking get in there. Jesus. Juan Hernandez watching this shit. I got our homie from Inland Empire checking this shit out, man. I gotta look tight. I'm asking, how dare I ask for memberships here? How dare I ask you to become a member? I can't even fucking, I was gonna say, I can't even not fucking cuss, and I just said 2 F words within that statement. Oh, man, I am just, thank God I'm 60. I'm already fucked. You know? Life as an artist is something you just don't wish upon your worst enemies. It really is a curse. It's like you hear people being junkies, Kurt Cobain, Elliott Smith. I mean, I get it. Thank God I like chocolate chip cookies and I'll finish a whole fucking box. Can you imagine if I liked heroin? I'm so fucked. But I never did heroin. I never did drugs. Thank God. I would just be like all them. I'd be totally fucking just, if I can't contain myself with a glass of milk, cold milk, and a box of Chip Ahoy, oh my God, what would happen if I was into coke or crack? I'm so fucked. Let's get that light game going on. There it is. Making sure I got everything. All right. All 3 of you, thank you so much for sticking around. So that is a ribbon now installed. That's a fat fucking ribbon. Okay, I'm just getting over it. I'm just going to say the F word now. I already blew it. I can't even fucking not say... I can't even fucking not say fuck. I can't even stop myself from cussing. It's okay. You know. So I need to now install the bright. I'm really only worried about this one being straight. I can tune this one later. I definitely got to get that one in tight. Yesterday I did a one and done. It was fucking awesome. I got to kick ass. I do think this ribbon looks better than last night. Not that it is. I always say it's not a beauty contest, but last night after I'd worked on that ribbon, I felt like it distorted the ribbon more near this side over here. I didn't like it. And my homie is expecting these mics to be fucking tits. I'm sorry, or beautiful. There's a possibility of this fucking ribbon moving around, which is just a bummer. I don't want it to move around. That is a screw ready to fly into the middle of the ribbon. Holy moly. Let's see if we can get this other one in. Oh, I'm tripping balls. I mean, I come this far. This is my second day working on this mic. I don't want that to fly away. Ah, I just fucking tweaked it. Fly away, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, now before I tighten that down, I just moved it. I gotta make sure it's still in the middle. I think it did. Oh, fucking moved. Son of a bitch. That little tweak you just saw was a bummer. I mean, that's how you just, you can't be precious about it, man. If you're gonna do ribbons, get used to just fucking handling your business. So fucking what? Do it again. You told everybody you like to do ribbon mic, so fucking do it. I know this is incorrect to say, but stop being a fucking pussy about it. I know, man. I'm just fucking, God, I'm fucking up tonight. Hold on. Minus Mary and her husband. It says in my YouTube statistics or whatever it is that I've got no chicks watching me here. So I guess it's Three Stooges fucking all day. Ah. Like that. Hold on now. Alright, that ribbon's so fucking good in there. And then it was just like, no, we're gonna fuck with you, Manny. The ribbon gods are not happy with my language today. They're upset that I'm doing a lot of politically incorrect shit. It's not racist or anything, I don't think. It's just, I'm gonna have to talk nicer so the ribbon gods will permit me to get this fucking ribbon in there, man. What the fuck? Like, we just, oh shit. Alright, we like it the way you look, but you need to be in the middle, and we need better tension here. Tweak these. It's kind of like a truck with a trailer. Like when you don't want to go right, it's gonna go left. So you you gotta do it opposite. All right, I think that looks good. Let me check it, make sure it's in the middle. Okay. We'll tweak this one once I get that bracket locked in. Okay, let's get my light game on again. Make sure the ribbon gods are gonna permit me to kick ass on this. I gotta stop fucking talking when I'm working on the ribbon because the ribbon's blowing around. And I went from 99% alcohol to 91% because this gives me a little bit more time because I'm talking shit to work on the ribbon. And I need that time. I really do. This is where I fucked up last time. Set it down and I see the ribbon all, oh, thank you. Fucking shit. Who wants to fly away? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, don't do it. Fuck. Tighten it? Because I gotta get that fucking guy in. Or it's a girl. It's gotta fucking go in the hole. It's never easy. Way like that, that's fucking gets me fucking tripping balls. A lot of times I get mics from China and they have, in the middle of the ribbon will be a perfect indentation of a screw. And yeah, that's a no-no. That happens on this, I have to do the ribbon again. Lock this in. Fucker. Let me check it, make sure that's in the middle. I love that. I know for a fact this is off over here, but that's okay. As long as I got one side locked in, I'll worry about this half. And you worry about your own fucking business, all right, sir? I'm just kidding. I hope you guys are having a great week, or you had a great week. Hopefully you're going to do something fun this weekend. If you're going to go to the movies or something like that, pour out a little soda pop and throw some popcorn on the floor for me, for your homie. Because I would love to go to the movies this weekend, but I don't think it's going to be possible. I think I have too much shit to do. I've got to make a run to the post office tomorrow in the morning. And I have a good amount of mics that are coming in the mail. And I've got to just take care of the usual suspects. But that's okay. I wake up every day, 6 a.m. Whatever I get out of here tonight, doesn't fucking matter. And then I take my wife to work at 6. Really, I'm walking out of the door about 7, almost 7. And then I make some breakfast. I make some espresso. I just got some coffee too from Chaz. He sent me some coffee with the microphone, which I'm covered. Don't like it. The mic is a little bit to the left now, and I gotta make it a little bit to the right. It's a little bit of it's a thing. Try to lock it in. I mean, light. Nope. God, man, it's just. I move it left. I move it right. It's too left. I put this on. now. God, my hand has slipped slightly, and I made that crooked. I know it's crooked. Son of a bitch. It's gonna always be like this. Handle your shit. If you're gonna work on ribbon mics, and you do them by hand, just expect this to happen. Too tight. It's crooked again. Fucking shit. The ribbon gods are pleased with my dialogue. I'm not even gonna say it. Alright. I love it. That looks really good. I'm not out of the woods yet, because every time I do that and I have this fucking tail hanging out, if there's any issues with that bracket and I didn't put it down tight enough, I literally ruin the ribbon at this moment. So, and I don't want it to be everywhere, so just cut it one time there. Okay, that's all right. You're doing it. Let me get this ribbon off my fucking finger. Okay. So, I don't want this to be fucked up right there. This is where it gets scary. Oh, shit. Schnizzle my nizzle. Don't fucking fuck me up right now. Cool. Holy cows. Did it. Did it. Okay. Not out of the woods yet. I've got to put the screen on this. And then the issue last night with these 4 bolts to be aligned. So I got to put my screen on. And then once I seal it up, this motherfucker's done. We're 63 minutes into this. That's 1 hour. Right. I know my ice cream is, let me show you right now. This is the greatest ice cream. I'm not even fucking lying. What I'm going to show you right now is a true life hack for ice cream. Oh my fucking God. Hold on. This is the greatest ice cream I've ever had. Oh my God. They sell this at Pavilions and Ralph. Do yourself a favor. When it melts in your mouth, it's like real fucking ice cream. I used to get like even Haagen-Dazs or when I remember Ben and Jerry's always being really fucking good. But it melts different. When you have that ice cream like that and there's pieces of chocolate that melt, not just pieces of chocolate that sit in your mouth because they're not gonna melt because it's not chocolate. That fucking ice cream is my deal right there. Of ice cream. Okay, back to business. Let's handle some good business here. Let's try to cap out this mic. I still have to test it. I checked the screen and the brackets and everything. Everything worked this morning. So I don't want to have a repeat of last night fumbling around for an hour when it never was going to work. The screen that I had was sitting on the lip over here, and it was offsetting those 2 screws. They weren't going in. It was just fucking knucklehead city. Today is different. Why? I don't know. I feel better today. I think I was a little bit like having a pretty long week up into that, and I got, slept pretty good. Had a good breakfast. I'm just using this tape, which is typical normal Joe packaging tape, but man, fucking does it. I never have a problem with this ever coming undone again. And even when I have to get the mic and I have to like difficult to come off, it sticks really good. And it's better than if I use the same tape that the mic came with. Just fucking not gonna do it, man. Somewhere in the life of the mic in the next year, that if weather permitting, if it's humid or something or whatever, that screen is gonna fall off and you're gonna have this screen flopping around, ripping your ribbon, or you're gonna be like, oh, what's wrong with my mic? Sounds fucking shitty. With this, it's Friday night, all 5 of you. Remember, you can become a member, so I have some stuff coming up that I'm gonna love to share to my buds here. I think I have 5 or 3 members right now. Once again, it's about quality, not quantity. So those 5 members are fucking rad guys. I think Mary and her husband Sam are part 2. So yeah, you know, I fucking love it. I get on here and it's like, yo, Manny, what's up? What's up, Joey? Joey's in England. I think he's totally out. When I've done early videos, he definitely pipes in. I think he was one of the first guys too. When I started this, you know, maybe a few years back, I think once I got monetized, he was one of the first cats to come on board. This screen that I'm putting on isn't really for sound. It's meant to keep the ribbon from flopping out of the magnets. Royer has them, and it is a misconception that those are, I mean, I guess it could do a little bit of sound stuff, but for the most part, it keeps your ribbon mic in the transducer because the like when I get those Chinese mics and the ribbons are all loose, that is the only thing saving them from ripping in transit or ripping once you get them because it hits the screen and they can't go any farther. Even if the ribbon is hanging and it's touching the bottom screen, which I'm going to do now, the ribbon will still technically work. Right? Wait, this magnet is really good. Take it out of this bracket. That's going to be a little bit easier to do. Alright, so I made this screen. It's a little, it's copper or brass, I don't remember, but I have a bunch of it. And I use it in my own mics, and when I can, I'll use it here. Here, I gotta cut that off. Hold on a second. I mean, this magnet is just, that's why there was an issue, because it doesn't really, I mean, those screws are there for a reason, but technically this mic was doing okay with just those screws in it because, I can hang on right there, jeez. So weird I worry about shit like that, but I do. Balls. Just don't want to fuck this up. That looks good. Now we're at the point where we were last night, where these have to fit in there just right. Last night, these two weren't going in. Initially, when I got the mic, this one wasn't even in. It was just being held by the magnet. So its life was just that. But I think I got it scored out where now the screws are going to go in. I hope. I pray to God. I pray to the ribbon gods. Please look kindly upon me right now and do not put me where I was last night, where it was late. And I spent a good portion of my evening after that, maybe 45 minutes to an hour, trying to figure out why I was fumbling around and this wasn't happening. And it just needed a little bit of going to bed, built in a day. Chaz, the guy that owns this ribbon, he wants a good job done. It's not about me doing, it's the quality, not the quantity. And because on my own mind, okay, that's tight. That's tight. There. Again, jeez. Just tested you a while ago, mine. Let's get this one in. You've gone in. What's the problem? This is the same one. Oh shit, it did it. There it is. Woohoo! Celebration. All of them worked. I got a better fit this time and it worked. Holy cows, Batman. That deserves... I'm gonna get something special for this. Hold on a second. Let's just make this as tight. Do not want this to be loose. I want to make sure my screws are good. Oh shit, did I just fucking do that? Oh good, it did to the screen. Oh my god. Never mind. I just fucking just, oh my god, right now. A little better candidate for that. Don't fucking poke my ribbon, motherfucker. Woo, that was close. Let's just stab that ribbon. All right, that is a Fathead with a beautiful ribbon. Once again, shocking to my surprise, that gap is 6.3, which is almost 6.5 millimeter wide. That's a massive ribbon in there. Even though it's shorter than the MXL, that fatness of the ribbon is the same that would be in a Coles microphone. But Coles are 1 inch. This is 1.5. So if you took off a 1/2 inch, that's a Coles, pretty much straight up. That would be a Coles microphone, except it has a massive 5-pound magnet that'd be attached to the top. It's a different thing. All right. Let's see what we got now. The Fathead. All right, let's just see what we can do. Hopefully I won't have an issue with these screws. Don't put them in tight all the way because, like last time, if you crank them down, it could be offset, and then none of these little tiny screws are going to go in, and they break pretty fucking easy. And I just don't want to have an issue. You're not going to go to Home Depot and find those screws, so I'd have to look through my electronic parts bin and find little screws like this, which I have some. See, that one's already tight. I should loosen this one up a little bit. Cool, let's do that one. And then I'll go over everything again and see what we got. I've got one more to do too. I won't do it tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. One more Fathead. And I love these mics. This one in particular, it's got the perfect storm of everything you'd want in a ribbon mic. It's as large as a Coles as far as the thickness of the ribbon. Not the thickness of the ribbon, the gap. Whew. Let me put, gotta tag this. What's up, Paul? Paul's in England. Got a lot of stuff from Paul. Waiting on a few things in the mail. And we're going to be wrapping up his collection. Oh, we're about done. This is the one I was doing last night. And I had some technical issues with the basket. Just had to get some sleep, come in, make a new screen in the back. Double checked it, make sure everything went in, it fit, it did. So this is the back side, which would be negative, and this would be positive. Whew, I did it. I got another one to do, but thank God I like doing this, and this is fun. And like I mentioned earlier, if you can, not only like and follow, but if you want to become a member, it's only a few bucks. I'm going to have some really cool stuff coming up about my own band and my own ribbon microphone. This is still up for grabs. This is a Cascade. Look at that. It's a massive ribbon there, 3 inches. This was 1.5 inches. This is 3 inches. That transducer is like a R84, and one of the greatest microphones that AA makes is the R88. I believe there'd be like 2 of these. Great microphone. Looks identical to, boy. And this is a Golden Age. So yeah, these are all coming from the same factory in China. That's the Golden Age. And this is a Victor, but I've already done this one. I haven't done the Golden Age. I've already tested this one. A buddy came down. It was fucking amazing. So this is $450. Contact me in my email, which is at the bottom of my description. All my social media is there. I'll ship it US $450 and insure it. And it's fucking killer. But look at that ribbon. It's beautiful. And then this is not for sale because this belongs to my friend Chaz in the East Coast. He sent me, and actually he sent me 2 fatheads. I got to do one more fathead. Then I have that golden age, which I just showed you right now. And then he has a super rare, and I rarely see these. They're called R80s. And I think it was MXL's attempt to make like an N22 by AEA. Because when I opened it up, it looked almost identical to what it would look like in an AEA N22. I can't imagine AEA copying them. So I'm sure they just copied an N22. Those mics, you can find them for $30. I'm not even fucking lying. So find a pair and you can ship them to me and I'll do them. This one, someone's got to grab this. It's a beautiful mic, super sick ribbon, and it comes with a wonderful kind of an AEA bag that you hang this mic upside down like a bat. Because it's a long ribbon. That's how those microphones are supposed to be stored. The same if you have an RCA 77, if you have any 44s, even if you get the warm microphones, just I'm sure they come with a bag. Just hang them upside down, or just make sure when you stack them in your mic locker, they're just standing up. You'll get more life out of your ribbon that way because it won't sag. So that's it for this one. The only other mic I have that I'm debating about not selling it. I'm not sure. Let me grab it out of here. Tight fit. It's the one I made out of all silver. This is just not the normal Joe mic. This one has about $150 to $200 of real silver wiring in it. This mic is $500. Once again, shipping only US. But if I don't sell it by tomorrow, I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards keeping it. I want to do something with it, and I'm not going to say what it is yet, but I may need that mic. That was the 6th one I made, and I made number 5 last week, and it sold in about a day and a half, and I was just like, fuck, I'm running out of silver, and I don't know if I'm going to sell that one. But definitely that other Cascade, the Victor, is going up. This is not for sale, but the tip of the day is you can find these for a few $100. And with the right ribbon inside like this one, they sound like $1,400 ribbons. And because the gap is the same as Kohl's, for a pair of Kohl's, it's $3,000. You're talking $1,500 a mic. So you buy this for a few $100, have me upgrade it, and now you have a ribbon that sounds as beautiful. And the ribbon mics have a sound, tomato, tomato on the little bit of a difference. The only thing that you can't, I will say this would be cool like a Kohl's, but the Kohl's is a different animal. It's one of the few ribbon mics that when I change the ribbon in it, I have no bragging rights to say I'm going to make it sound better. Matter of fact, it's hard, and it's one of the hardest ribbons to do. The gold standard is to make that ribbon of a Kohl's 4038 sound like it does when you bought it. That's the ticket with that one. Same with an R88. I have no fucking claim to say I'm going to make one of those sound better because they sound fucking godly as is. But I will say I make N22 sound better. I make N8 sound better. And there's something I haven't really talked about right now. Oh, hold on. Let me see where it is. All right. I'm going to let this out of the bag. I don't talk about this too much out of respect for the company. But this mic costs a lot of money. And this is a buddy of mine that I've upgraded it. Now, the upgrade is all from this point to that point. Without saying too much about this microphone, this is called a KU5, and it looks like a BK5. I'm sure there's a sound chamber there. This was the last mic that West Dooley had made before the new owner bought it. So these are for sale now. She has no claim to this mic except it's one of their. A lot of people like this, but I'll be honest with you, the low end of this thing is so tubby. It's really difficult to get a clean, tight sound out of this mic. For a backup vocal, it's wonderful. For a girl's voice, it'd be great, but it's a lot of money to not be able to put this on a Telecaster and have it sound good. You'd probably be able to do it if you had a 57, but I've come to find out, my buddy said, hey man, I hate this. I mean, in all due respect, this is him talking, not me. He says, I hate this microphone. I paid a lot of money for it. I can't even use it. It's too tubby and it's weird. I said, okay, give me a chance. Let me have it. I opened it up and I was like, wow. Without saying any more than that, if you can imagine like in Edward Scissorhands where he gets his scissors and just starts cutting stuff and making things happen, I made the inside of this mic kind of like a BK5. And this mic sounded fucking dynamite. So I did one other one. I said it one time on my Instagram. If you have one of these, I can fix these up, make them sound better. And a producer from San Diego called me, and I did one for her, and she loved it. So the only reason I don't talk about this too much, because this might cost a lot of money, $1,300, $1,500, $1,200, whatever this goes for, it isn't worth buying it and then having me do something to it. If you've bought this mic and you're not happy with it, it's just sitting in your mic locker, you can write me about it and we'll talk about maybe me helping you make this sound better. But at that point, you've already invested a lot into this mic, and I may even recommend you just selling it then and getting something else. But that is what I'll say about this one mic in particular. I initially use this, it sounds fucking great on backup vocals, but I can't justify the cost if I'm only going to use it for backup vocals once every few months. I want to use it all the time. So that's my little thing about that microphone. That's called a KU5 from AEA. It's a brand new mic they make. And nothing against the new owner because this was designed before she took it over. But I know my friends that all thought it was going to become a BK5. It sounds nothing like a BK5. And even though it's like a super carded or really upfront sound, without telling you what's going on the inside of the mic, which I know what's going on with it, the design is a little bit insane. And with a few corrections and a little bit of time, I can make that thing sound really, really tight and a lot better. So yeah, that's just one. And maybe you can find one cheap on locally, but if you are in Europe, maybe tougher to get those. But if you're in the United States, Reverb, I'm sure will have someone blowing them out pretty cheap, and maybe that'll be worth it for you to have me rebuild it. Oh shit! Oh fuck! I'm tired. I gotta be up in 6 hours. Duty of the day, that is a done deal. This came out so fucking good. I will have to test it. I have one more. I'm gonna do that one outside of here because Chaz has two other mics that are really great. That'd be really interesting. Beyond the normal Jove, I have two MXLs that are gonna go out tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna film me doing those, but I definitely want to bring something to those other mics because they're just fucking cool. I love donor mics. I love donor bodies. I know I do that thing where if you buy the MXLs from Sweetwater for 99 bucks, you can ship it into my PO box. And I recommend you contacting me first. Because if I give you my PO box, they ship it for free US. It doesn't matter where you live, even if you live in England. Paul did that. He bought two. They shipped it to me. I already upgraded them. They're going in his box of microphones. That, to me, the reason I always offer that, because it's the easiest one. You just go to Sweetwater. They have them. Don't go to Musician's Friend. Don't go to Amazon, because you may buy them, and then you'll get an email that says, oh, these aren't available. But I guarantee you fucking MXL is stocking up fucking Sweetwater, and they have them. So go to Sweetwater, get them, ship them to me for free. And it's $250 a mic for the MXL R144s. and I cover shipping back in the US. I'll do it for free. I'll cover the shipping, I'll cover the cost of a mic, which I recommend getting a pair, and I'll cover the cost of the upgrade. And I fully insure it, so when you get it, if you have any problems with it, it's insured. And if you have any problems with the shipping or something happened, I'll correct it for you and I'll make sure that you're happy. But that's it, man. I think I've done what I can do today. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Steve, what's going on? It's okay, man. This is just it's a big deal. This is the second part. I did these cascades last night and I was having issues with the head basket and then fumbling around with it. I think I've either a screw or something happened to the bottom of the ribbon. So I just woke up this morning. I took out the ribbon and I redid a whole process of re-ribboning this microphone. I have two of these, and these are not for sale. These are from my bud. I'm probably gonna do the other one outside of filming it. And then tomorrow, if I do go live, I'll be doing either a Golden Age, which is exactly like the Victor casket I'm selling, except this one is phantom power and it's active, not passive. And then I'll be doing possibly the next day an R80. But in the meantime, I definitely got some stuff outside of this. I tested one of Paul's 260s. I wasn't really happy with it, so I've got to dive back into that mic. And 160s, 260s, buyers are a little bit of a bitch, but I've always succeeded, and I've just got to get back into it. So I got my hands full this week. A few people have hit me up, and their mics are done. I've just got to make it to the post office in the morning to make them out. The post office closed early on Saturday, so I'll have to figure that out on making it down to do those. But beyond that, man, make sure you guys, if you like what I'm doing here, not only subscribe but become a member. And I am gonna have some videos released where only the members are gonna see them. Right now, I think it's 5, maybe 3. So maybe I'll have 10. I don't know. And if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, you can, man. But most of all, if you're a producer and you don't want to spend $1,400 to have your ribbon mic sound badass, get any of these donor mics. You can write me and I'll tell you. These are Cascade Fatheads. I recommend Nady RSM4s, which are fucking amazing. A thinner head basket, but killer. Nady RSM5s. Avatone had this double ribbon, which is fucking ridiculous. And then Paul, we can't talk about Paul without telling these. These are my new favorite mics. These kind of make you go, holy fuck. My ribbons are about 2, 3 to 5 dBs louder because I get closer to the magnet. This is active, so it's already loud. When I put this ribbon in it, it seemed like I had the microphone going into 1176. It was so fucking over the top, and it was beautiful. So it was almost as pretty as my eyes. I'm just gonna say almost. But this is a R102 Superlux. This is Paul's microphone. It's not for sale. They list, I think, a guy came down last night, yeah, and I was showing him the mic, and I have a test of the mic, and I said, dude, check this out. And I plugged it in, and he was like, holy fuck. He went online. He said, oh, here's one on, I think it was eBay. You can't find them anywhere. But there was one on eBay for $150 that I think he was going to buy it. But if it's still there, someone grab it and you can send it to me. And when you go on eBay, even with that, make sure you contact me and you can send it to my P.O. Box. And regarding that, we're going to leave on that high note. Thank you all. Paul, we will be talking, I'm sure, in the next day. I'll let you know when those items you ordered come in. I see them coming through my postal service, and I believe it was next week, but there may be one coming in tomorrow, and I'll definitely make a look for that for sure. All right, you all take care of yourself. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, I want to make sure I got the questions. Can you get them everywhere in Europe? Let's see here, Steve. Sorry, Steve, but I think you can check this out later. Coat Girl, Inland Empire, man. Take care of yourself. I'll be passing you. I'll be going to India next week, so I will be thinking about you, and I know you're in the hood. All right, everyone, take it easy. That was 95 fucking minutes of Mike Mayhem.